This is the Summer Sizzler condensed version. I'm going to go through and highlight the most important parts of the race course. So this is a grass start, as a lot of the Mass Series races, but as soon as you enter the woods, there's a really punchy climb. So you're going to want to be one of the first ones into the woods. You know, if you get stuck behind, I think, you know, the first group of riders will be able to pull through. So once you hit that punchy climb, there's like some double track. It is a little bit flowy, and it does go for a while. The first part of the race, the single track, is rooty, and there's a lot of tight corners. So you really have to kind of be in the zone. You know, you can lose a lot of time. Early on, there are a lot of steep, punchy climbs and a lot of steep descents. And it's one right after another. Steep, punchy climb, steep descent, steep, punchy climb, steep descent. One right after the other. So you really have to be prepared for that. The corners are really tight as well. They're not bermed, so you really have to ride hard out of them. That's one thing that I've noticed, and they're also rooty throughout the whole course. I would say, unlike a lot of the other courses, this one does allow for opportunities to pass. I don't see people getting hung up behind slower riders on this course. The opening loop has a ton of steep, punchy climbs, so you really have to be prepared for that. In this section, after the steep climb, you have two options. If you go to the left, it's very rooty and there's a wooden feature. If you can carry your momentum over the roots onto that wooden feature, you can go through that corner faster, but I found it's faster to go to the right because you're able to carry your momentum around the corner and descent faster and get to the descent faster, because if you lose your momentum, you're going to have a hard time getting over that wooden feature. A lot of folks have said that this course in particular that doesn't allow for recovery time, but I've found that there's ample opportunities for you to regroup after some of these steep, punchy climbs, and after some of the rooty cornering sections that don't flow. There are some good descents where you can kind of regroup, catch your breath, and get your bearings about yourself. Once you get out of the woods, you shoot across the field to another wooded section. It's almost like a dog bone, like a wooden section loop, straight across wooden section loop. The second wooden section is a lot like the first one at the beginning, where there are very steep, punchy climbs and steep descents, one right after the other. Very similar. So the second part of the course is very rooty with a lot of flat, tight single track with very twisty, tight corners. It's really, really hard to keep your flow on the second part of the race course. So this single track is really rooty and it sucks a lot of your momentum. So there is opportunity to lose a lot of time, so you really have to be riding well early on. On the second part of the race course, I also felt like a lot of the descents were very goofy. You think that they're going to open up and there's going to be flow, but then there's like an awkward turn and it's tight and off camber. It really slows the flow. After a few flat, rooty sections, the end of the section of the course concludes with the longest climb of the course. And then it opens up to the field where the start-finish line is. I really hope that you enjoyed the condensed version of the Summer Sizzler RECON. So please drop a comment below, and I hope I see you there.